All right. Pleasant good day, fans, friends, family, enemies, well wishers to another edition of Richard's Rants. I've been having a lot of thoughts, as I usually do, but from the previous rants, if you listen to them in order, you would know that the continuous thought is really, why do we do what we do? What's the motivational force? What's the reason? And surprisingly, without weed, I was thinking thoughts today, even as I read the papers, as I usually do, which is the foundation for this. I have to conclude that the reason we do what we do is actually for love. If you look at the scientific explanation for love, they would say, first and foremost, its primary function is for the propagation of our species. But then they have to explain familial love. I'm trying not to be very grasp because I feel like it will take away from what it is that we are doing. But scientists claim that everything is chemical based, and there are different chemicals released for, let's say, paternal, fraternal, agape, those different types of love. However, I do wonder, just out of curiosity really, because it's me, if you and your opposite gendered parent or sibling were the last two humans on earth. Anyway, I firmly believe that the reason we do what we do is specifically for love. It goes on to explain that it's easiest to understand with romantic love, that how that could lead to all of the other issues, including anger, jealousy, fight, pride, envy, wars. Ever heard about Helen of Troy, the Trojan horse? Whole entire war fought, oh, some people would say for the fee. But it was for love that come from pride, love of self, that I, Helen, want to be able to love who I want to love. I want to be able to receive the love from this person. I could protect my woman, and a whole nation fought because we love our king, our royalty. They're the best of us, so we're defending ourselves. It's a whole scene. It was a whole scene, but it all is related to love. In the previous post, I was wondering, for example, why did the doctor decide that he wants to have this placard? He wants to have this protest because of the racism of that doctor. And although I'm grasping at proverbial straws or intellectual straws, whatever kind of straws it is, it's certainly adjective or grasping. But it is something that I believe I can prove, or at least you'll be able to follow my trend of thought. He believes that this guy was wrong, and maybe this person has no place in society, or they need to be punished, or they should not treat him or whoever the way that he treated them, and you can't just get away with it. So it's a safety, it's a pride, it's ethics, it's morals, but all of that has to do with his personal beliefs. So it is either that I want to live in a world where I feel safe with my values, my ideals, and I need to be able to stand up and defend that and do something about it and preserve it. But why am I doing that? Because I want to be comfortable in this world. I want to be capable in this world. Why? To share it with people that I love, so that I can feel capable of defending and protecting, and that I'm a part of and creating something that I could offer to somebody, that I could bring children into the world, that I could enjoy, that I could love. And in a sense, this is what leads to everything. Crime. I want what you have. I need to have that sense of pride in myself, that sense of well-being, that sense of something to offer, that sense that you are not better than me because of what you have, or that I can't attain, or didn't, or was told that I can't. I feel a sense of pride. That sense of pride in myself is going to lead to me having something to offer to somebody else. And in all the crime movies, the reality, what do they take to bend the will of the drug lord or the criminal or anybody, the saint or the sinner? They take a loved one. Why do they do what they do? For their children, for the trophies / wife or husband, family. It's all love. We would wrong each other in the workplace. We would cut off friends. We would cut off family. We would go without ourselves for children. Why? Not only because we love the children, but also because we feel it's the right thing to do. It's ethically right. It's going to have a positive impact on those that see us. We are going to gain the respect and validation of our peers, of society, of our social circle, and feel a sense of belonging, companionship, and love. That's why we hoard things in disaster, because we want to be able to provide, we want to be able to prepare. And that just causes a domino effect of foolishness. Even religion teaches us, all religions, all of them, even satanic rituals, they all revolve around love. Love is this force that exists. It's like magnetism. It's like gravity that we can't see, but it's there. As sure as the planets revolve around the sun by this force that we can't see, as sure as Jupiter attracts planet-ending comets from the Earth because of its gravitational field, as sure as the moon controls the tides and the seasons and the tilt of the planet, is as sure as love exists. Spiritualists say that it comes from the heart. Scientists say we feel it in the heart because of chemicals in the brain. But spiritualists and scientists both agree that the heart actually creates a magnetic field around a person. and we have an extra sensory perception of a person's magnetic field. That magnetic field is like radio waves, frequency, telling you everything about that person. You ever get a vibe, a feeling about somebody, about me perhaps? That's the field. Some people, like myself, tend to be more sensitive to it. And for the inconvenience of that sensitivity, I believe that we can also manipulate it. We can project and attract or repel accordingly. And that comes from the heart, controlled by the brain, controlled by chemicals, controlled by love. All of the chemicals of the brain stem from love. All of the mental illnesses, anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, paranoia, they all come from love. But it's baffling to me still as to if it's a corrupt vision or if it's just this powerful force that we have not yet learned how to harness the full potential. The sun gives life, but if you get too close, it'll kill you. If you get too far, it's too cold. Maybe we have this magnificent power and we just don't know how to harness it. Now, believe it or not, I did actually read the papers like I always do to produce these, but it just wasn't that appealing today. But what I did get from it is that these two Indians, as I call them, Ghetto Indians, they had a criminal records and whatnot, but they are twins. So, they drink the puncheon, talk some shit, rile up somebody. Person make attack back, chop up them mother ass ready, because according to the papers, I was gonna censor it to be professional, but I did chop up the mother ass because according to the papers, the guy had split open. Now, his mother wrapped it together with a cloth and he will make it. It will be a long road to the recovery, but he will make it. And in previous rants, I would have, spoken about the health sector, but they do have some good points. Even for me, today they called me with my teeth. They called me for a checkup for my tooth. So I was pleasantly surprised. But when it comes to serious things like that, they actually do usually come true. So I have every confidence that he would make it. But what I looked at is that it's one brother that grand charge. One brother they came for. But when his twins see him in trouble, he jump in the sorbet to save his brother. Get some chopping he has to. When he was getting chopped up, the third brother, he didn't make it into the twin thing now, but he ran out, and that's how it is they survive. And then the mother ran from a nearby house. No Indian people does do it. Run from a nearby house and wrap his head up in a jersey, carry it, and whatnot. So what will make him jump in? Not love. What made his brother carry on like a jackass to get up in the first place? Pride. Where does pride come from? Valuing yourself. Why do you value yourself? So that you have something to offer to who? Society and whoever you want to love you. Your peers. You want that validation. We had another story. Well, Andrea is the story because the papers have to sell. So, and they're reporting what needs to be reported, so they're just feeding into the public. So now they dig up an old story that related to Andrea. The man with the 70 charges raped this woman. This story. repeatedly all night long. That is so inappropriate, and I do apologize, but that's what come to mind. Yeah, she got, yeah, she, it bad, right? It bad, it bad. Goose get stuff whole night. But what had happened is that she jump in a car, finish work, 10 o'clock, go in Malabar. She find something was off, a man come in the car, sit down in the back seat. She was on the phone with she friend, who is a male, and her mother. Mother tap out, friend stay on the phone until they knock the phone out of her hand. They carry her to a guest house in Peterborough, and the guy in the back seat dealt with her. Then he put a tie strap onto her hand, and it seems like maybe he was under some sort of influence, because according to her, he would wake up in the night and say, "Where you going? Where you going?" But it's like, kind of like, right here, dude, where your time at? So, and then, unfortunately, the assault will continue. And then it's really a terrible story. He explained to her, she explained to him that she has a son. And he told her that if he knew that she had a son, he would not have taken her. And that she is lucky that he took her and not the boss man, because the boss man and his friends would have had a field day with her, because clearly she's a toy, and then kill her. So, how is this love? I'll tell you. Obviously, this dude has some kind of childhood trauma or respect for children or something like that, that the child would have made a difference. Or motherhood would have made a difference. Or maybe he doesn't want to be the kind of man that kills a mother or family or that sort of a situation. Why? Empathy. Where does empathy come from? Do I need to continue? Granny, no, I'm not going to do Granny Luces yet, because then I'll trail off. We have, this one is sad. Dad celebrated his 66th birthday. He and his son, they live alone. And, father, he and his son, they live alone together, celebrated his 66th birthday in a bar conveniently located across the road. Yeah, prime property. And, well, his son went to the bar first. Daddy Mazzy was, powder in he puff. Son dead. Crime. The father, according to the surviving brother, never recovered. The father spent every day since his brother's death sitting in the gallery staring at that bar. And then a couple months before his 67th birthday, he got a stroke. After that, he died a month before his 67th. If that is not love. If that is not love. And do you know why he would have died too, in my opinion? Not just losing his son, The fact that he would have felt some kind of responsibility for that loss. The fact that he felt so powerless. The fact that he would have felt like he brought this child into the world and could not protect it. That he would have felt inadequate, like he had no reason for living or going on. The fact that he couldn't forgive himself of the guilt. We have a counter, which is a 90-year-old barber. He only now retired at 90. He came down, Fatal Razak. His father had 10 of them, and father used to cut all of them hair, and then they used to cut each other hair, and he continued, and he got his land, he had a barber shop, he himself had 8 children and he cut their hair. And now it's a tradition for him to cut the sons in the family hair. He have all these grandchildren and great grands and all that. And he's 90 and he was cutting his son head. And all I seen is 2 old men. But his son is 70, he's 90. It means he had that boy when he was 20. Isn't it wonderful for you to think about being able to see your children grow old? For you to create a life and be here, present, regardless of what you believe in the afterlife. And not just be here and present, be here and being able to participate until they reach 70. Imagine you see this person born and live there. And what you think of that man going? You telling me it's not love? You telling me it's not love? Granny Luces recently passed away, and we are told that she was actually ailing for quite some time. And her family kept it a secret. They didn't want the public to know. Now, this is something that people that not part of the 1%, this is something that they tend to do. That I always have a problem with. You don't talk your business. You don't have people in your business. It's my business. Everybody have a business, but the business doesn't buy or sell or make money, but everybody have a business that nobody must be in, which is the very definition of a business, that everybody's supposed to be in it. Nevertheless, I wonder if it is we had known that she was sick, if she could have gotten help, because she's a kind of celebrity, or if it is she would have just been inspired to live on because of the outpouring of love. But if it is you cooped up in a room, or however they had her, and you are accustomed literally running about the place, I would imagine that you would die sooner because you can't do anything for yourself. You'd finally feel, well, this is the end. This is it for me. I mean, how many times were you in pain and you not Granny Luce's age and you really thought, this is it, I can't take it, I go dead? So imagine when you're really in your 90s, you go dead. But everything had to be a secret. The fact that she lived that long as well would be because she found something that she loved. Clearly she loved running. Now people, emotionally or psychologically speaking, that tend to like running, they tend to be running from something in their subconscious. A fear, an anxiety, an insecurity, memory. But yeah, they... scientifically or psychologically proven. So she must have was running from them. May she rest in peace, but I mean to say. But may she rest in peace. But this is why I left her for last. I am motivated to do this every day because of you all. And not just you all who listen to it and who will listen to it, but I have a producer now, out of nowhere. So I have a mic. This is the second take for today because I wanted to sound gooder than the first take. The producer up waiting to edit. And all of this is because we all getting something from it. Something positive. Something that makes us feel good. That's all related to respect, validation, empathy, and love. Is a love, is a vibe, and is a rap. So, thank you guys so much for listening. and supporting. This is proving to be so amazing. This is above my words, but there are no words. It's really appreciated. Thank you for the feedback. Cousin, one of the reasons why I do it over is because of the blasted dog. I think they kill it, or it run away. Sion, my producer, no words. Mikel, the first sponsor. If you need to get a phone fix, anything electronic, send me a message and I will send it to Mikel because he don't have a business yet, but he will handle you nice. Sponsor the mic. And we have features coming soon. I'm gonna let I ain't gonna start to talk Spanish yet, but coming soon. Friends, fans, family, well-wishers, thank you for listening, and just do your best and keep improving on what your best is. Your best is not always 100%. Some days it's 20, but as long as it's your best. Actually, let me unclose. I believe that love is the driving force for life and the reason why we are here. It's the foundation reason behind everything, and it's this magnificent power that we need to harness. I do believe that as a species we may be evolving, and it is manifesting in the gender dysphoria and the LGBTQIA situations. I believe that we live by a lot of self-imposed rules and restrictions, and they are actually removing those rules and restrictions and showing everyone, showing life that is not the physical characteristics of anything. It should be the emotion, the energy, the reason, and the desire for why we do what we do. We shouldn't see or define ourselves by our physical characteristics, but by our character. And in so doing, we would also start to see not just right and wrong, or good or bad, or me or us and them. We would have a sense of individuality and a sense of self, but we would also be able to see our individuality as part of a collective. And if we are seeing it as part of a collective, we wouldn't think to hurt each other through crime. We wouldn't think to hoard because a storm coming. We'll think to share. We wouldn't think to wrong each other for the benefit of me or mine. We'd see us, and we'll fully understand that if it affects one, it affects all. So be kind, do your best, and thank you for listening. Richard Rants.